Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sorry. Please accept my apology. Hello, everyone. First of all, are you guys there?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes,
How are you, Hazim?
Fine, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm great. Is this Yasmin or who is
Yeah,
that?
I believe it is Yasmin, yes.
Yes.
But I believe she has some problem with the mic. It is not configured as it's not
Oh,
showing the icon for a mic.
I see. Okay. So she has a problem with her microphone. Again, whenever she uses the iPad, I believe that she's not able to speak up. Maybe it has something to do with the iPad's microphone. Anyway, so today, inshallah, now let me give you the reason for being late. Mainly, the reason was that I overslept. However, I adjusted my alarm to wake me up at 9:30. Unfortunately, however it rang, I couldn't even wake up, or I couldn't even hear it, right? Because of spending too many hours before I sleep after dawn. That's why it took so long to sleep again. That's why I just overslept. Forgive me for this mistake, and I promise you not to repeat it again.
No problem.
Pardon me. So, shall we start now? Bismillah. Today, inshallah, we're going to. Oh, okay. I would love to share my screen right now. Well, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
But just double check if Yasmin can hear even or not.
Sure.
I doubt.
Yes. Yasmin, can you hear us? You can write down whether you can hear or not. But most probably yes. Yasmin, can you please write it down whether you can hear us or not?
Sometimes when Zoom didn't display at all the microphone icon, so the audio itself is not connected at her side. That's why I doubt she can even listen to us.
She can even hear. Okay, so what do you think? What should we do now, Engineer Hazem? What can we do?
No.
Nothing, right? Or should I restart the room?
No. Let me just bring them on the group.
All right, bring them on the group. I can't get you. What are you doing?
Bing them.
Okay, bring them on the group. Okay. Even Dahman didn't come today.
However, he is online. Actually, he was seeing our Dahman. I don't know, both of them was available on 9:30.
Yeah. That's so bad when people give up.
Since he fixed his
Yeah.
internet, he attended one time, and after that he
Most
disappeared.
probably he's too much enjoying it, He's enjoying it too much. Okay, so inshallah we're going to start our first lesson.
Yes, Yasmin joined now. Okay.
Alhamdulillah, Yasmin is here. So Yasmin, can you hear us now? Just write down anything if you can hear us, or if you can share, if you can speak up.
Yes, and how are
you? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
Fine.
Are your kids around and you don't want them to wake up? Most probably, yes. Yes, okay. All right. So, inshallah, today we're going to learn some synonyms that have to do with adjectives. So instead of using these very low range of vocabulary words, bad, big, amazing, awful, angry, happy, unhappy, boring, lazy, and too many others, instead of learning all this stuff, okay, we better learn something else. We better learn some new vocabulary words that are very good synonyms and alternative that can replace these very low range of vocabulary words. Okay? Not only this, but also we will learn them within context or in context with examples, because I've always been saying that learning vocabulary without a context is futile, is useless. You can't learn new vocabulary words as they are. You have to put them in sentences, using them in context so that you can learn them properly. Because the meaning of the words, the meaning of the word differs from one sentence to another. That's why we have to learn these words within sentences. All right, ladies and gentlemen? Yes?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So allow me please to mute you, because I don't know whose microphone is a little bit noisy. And then whenever you want to whenever you want to speak, kindly click on microphones once more. All right? Okay, I'm going to give you some examples, and then I will send you the whole handout. Then later on, inshallah, you find enough time for you to memorize all these synonyms within sentences as well. Okay, let's start with the first 5 words. Hazem, read.
Bad. Synonyms: negative, detrimental, inferior, inadequate, incorrect, poor, unsatisfactory, harmful, unacceptable, unpleasant, discouraging, terrible.
Okay, Hazem, let me ask you a question. Do you think that all these meanings can mean the word bad, can give the same meaning of the word bad?
Not quite, but it's maybe in some context will have the same let's say effect or same يعني unacceptable, for example. It is not equal to bad, one-to-one equal, or harmful also, unpleasant. Most of them, or it is not equally to bad. However, it gives us the same effect of it is negative
Very
side,
good.
negative effect.
Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, read the examples now, please.
Dumping waste exerts a negative effect
Yes.
on environment.
Yes, very good. Dumping waste exerts a negative impact on environment. Can I replace the word negative with the word bad?
Yes.
Definitely, and it would give me the same meaning. Yet, it makes my language a better language. It makes it sound as if I am a native speaker, rather than saying dumping waste exerts a bad effect on the environment. That would be great if I use the word negative effect on environment. And the same for the second sentence. Read it.
Passive smoking can have a detrimental effect on anyone's health.
Detrimental effect. Detrimental effect means that it is, yes, it is a bad effect, but in the same time, it's a detrimental or fatal effect. Fatal means killing. Detrimental effect on anyone's health. Okay? Word
Okay.
number 2, which is big. Yalla, yeah, Yasmin.
Big, sizable, enormous, huge, immense, gigantic, vast,
Gigantic. Gigantic.
gigantic,
Yes.
vast, large, sizable, grand, great, tall, substantial, mammoth, as, astronomical,
Astronomical.
astronomical,
Yes.
ample,
Ample.
ample, broad, expansive, spacious, stout,
Spacious.
spacious,
Yes.
stout,
Stout.
stout, tremendous, titanic,
Sorry.
mountainous,
Mountainous.
mountainous,
Yes.
Yasmin, mountain,
Yes, game in mountain. صح, mountainous. Thank you. So we have
Most of them are new for me. New words for
most of
me.
them are new.
First, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Example. The mechanic
Mechanic.
spent the mechanic spent an immense amount of time getting the engine into perfect condition.
Good.
Global warming influences a large number of people living in this area.
Very good. So we have the word immense here. Instead of saying a long time or many hours, you can easily say the mechanic spent many hours in getting the engine into perfect condition, or a big time, or huge time. But it's better if you use the word immense, immense amount of time. So spent an immense amount of time to get the engine into its perfect condition. And the word large here, global warming influences means affects a large number of people. If the word large could be replaced with
Big,
and also
big,
huge number of
huge,
people,
yes.
vast number of people, grand number of people, great number of people, yes, astronomical number of people. كمان ممكن هنا نستخدم innumerous number of people. Innumerous يعني something that you cannot count. Okay? This is for the count or for the number of things. But in order to modify or to describe a certain area of a house, for example, and you want to describe the house that it is very big, which adjectives can you use? You want to say that my house is very big.
Sizable.
My house is such a sizable
Sizable.
house. What else?
Broad.
Okay. Broad.
Mountainous.
Spacious.
Spacious. Very good. Spacious. What else?
Mountainous.
لا mountainous يعني هيبقى فيها exaggeration وتضخيم مش طبيعي يعني mountainous يعني as big as a mountain. No, no. Spacious is correct. Expansive برضو فيها شوية شوية exaggeration لأنه expansive جاية من the word expanse. Expanse يعني for example when you can say that the desert has a great expanse because it is expansive. It has expansive areas. Expanse yani when you look at the sea, for example, you can see the expanse of the horizon. Expanse means something that you cannot realize its end. It has no almost endless. Yes? But you can use the word mammoth. For example, you can say that the king used to live in such a mammoth house or a mammoth castle. Mammoth here means very big. Okay? Mammoth, by the way, is an animal. Yeah? Do you know the movie Ice Age? Yeah?
Yes.
Ice Age. There was an animal which is a mammoth which is a female elephant that used to live long time ago at the age of the dinosaurs. But it's extinct. It's not there anymore. Yeah? It looks like an elephant, yet it has some fur on its body. Anyway, so, but mammoth here as an adjective means quite big, very big. Okay?
What about colossal?
What about what?
Colossal.
Colossal.
Yes.
Colossal, right? Colossal is very big too. You can use it for houses or for big sizes of things. Colossal, very good. You can use colossal castle, for example. Colossal house, it can be. Yet it is a little bit bigger than the word broad or for example, spacious. Okay? Let's move to the word number 3. Yanuha, amazing.
Good morning.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yes, please.
Amazing, unbelievable,
Believable.
improbable, fantastic, fabulous, incredible, wonderful, astonishing, uh, outstanding,
Astounding.
astounding,
Astounding, yes.
yes, extraordinary.
Okay, read the examples.
This extraordinary event is held occasionally by the government.
Yes.
Okay, John has already had an incredible moment with his friends in England.
Okay, so can you replace these words with the word amazing?
Yes.
I can easily replace it with the word amazing, yet they give us a different meaning or they give us a different impact. Yes, those who are listening to us, they know that my vocabulary is a very high range of vocabulary words. Instead of saying it was such an amazing party, you can say that it was such an extraordinary party. It was an incredible party. The dress she's wearing is fantastic. Instead of saying amazing, fabulous, incredible. Or you can also use the word astounding. Okay, for example, you can say that yesterday I was really hungry. That's why I ate some astounding amounts of food. Astounding here means like very, very huge or even amazing to believe. Yes? Okay, thank you very much. Again, to Haizem, awful. Haizem?
Yes. Awful, dreadful, terrible,
Haizem, it's awful. Awful.
awful.
Ah,
Yes.
awful. Yes.
Awful. Okay. Terrible, abominable, bad, poor, unpleasant.
Yes.
Example: the dreadful service could decrease the number of visitors booking rooms in the summer. Bad attitude may lead people into trouble in every occasions.
Yes. So again, it's definite that we can replace these words with the word awful, right?
Yes.
Okay. The dreadful service here means the awful service could decrease the number of visitors booking rooms in the summer. Dreadful means horrible, and again, it can replace the word bad. So instead of saying the bad service, you can say the dreadful service. This is some kind of exaggeration because it was awful, it was totally unacceptable or totally unpleasant. By the way, you can replace it with unpleasant, poor service, bad service, abominable service, terrible service, or dreadful service. Okay? Again, number 2, bad attitude may lead people into trouble in every occasion. Bad attitude could be replaced again with the word terrible attitude. Remember the letter that I wrote to describe the service that to describe what was it? The reception. Remember the
Yes.
letter that we wrote to describe how horrible the reception service was and the lack of good attitude from the customer service staff. We can easily use the word dreadful, terrible, abominable, bad, poor, or unpleasant. Okay.
But
Fine.
for this example, and isn't it a different levels? Or yani bad is little quiet than awful or terrible.
Well, bad here means horrible and yani, totally unacceptable. Yes, it is. It won't give me the same impact if you use the word unpleasant, poor, or even abominable. Definitely, I agree with you. Yes. Moving to the word angry. Angry. Instead of saying, she made me angry when she shouted at my face, or when she slapped me on the face, I was really angry. You can use the word mad, furious, wrathful, indignant, exasperated, aroused, or inflamed. Again, instead of saying the word angry, we can use any of these words. So instead of saying she made me angry, she made me mad, she made me furious, wrathful, indignant, exasperated, aroused, or inflamed. How? He could have been mad to decide this risky project. Again, he could have been mad to decide to do this risky project. Understand? So we can use the word mad here. He could have gone furious, wrathful, indignant, exasperated, aroused, or inflamed. Inflamed عارفين لما نقول ده شايط حد مولع من الغضب والغيظ. It's exactly as the word inflamed. Yeah? Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll have a very, very long list of words that I would definitely send you after today's class. And by the way, you didn't remind me to send you the commas. I just remembered it when I just opened my eyes today. I didn't send it to you, did I? The commas were a handout?
Not yet.
Okay. So
And also, part of our assignment was to send some worksheets, I think, for the commas. However, seems we also forget about them.
لما انت فاكر يا حازم ما فكرتنيش ليه يا حازم؟
والله معلش والله عارفة يعني.
حازم. Okay. So let me open my WhatsApp now. معلش, I would like to send it at the moment. All right. I will send this right now. But until it opens, I just want to quickly go through another listening test. And today, inshallah, we're going to answer a full listening test from A to Z together. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, then the files, documents. Here we go. Another file, which is the commas. Okay. So I sent to your groups a group of files. The first one was adjectives and synonyms. The second one is commas and answers. The third one is commas with the commas worksheets. Okay. Okay, and thank you, Haizem, very much for, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah, being very committed to whatever homework is being sent. Today, after this class, I will send you the correct answers to the articles that I sent yesterday. Noha and Jasmine, please try as much as possible to listen to whatever or to read whatever articles I'm sending you. This would develop your English listening, reading, and writing skills. Okay? Mashallah, I can see that Hazim is doing his best and exerting his best effort in order to improve his English skills. Okay. May Allah bless you, Hazim, for this. And bless you, ladies, too.
Thank you, Sand. Thank you.
All right. أنا سمعت ثانكس ولا أنا بتهيألي؟
No, thank you. I didn't say thanks.
Okay. Okay. So now I will definitely open my resources once more. What was the last test we had together? Yasmin and Noha, please.
Together number 6, and our homework or assignment was number 7 from Cambridge 12.
صح. Yasmin and Noha, في why don't you do the homework?
والله يا هند, I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time is not a good reason, Yasmin.
I know.
معلش, it's just, it won't take more than 30 minutes from you. 30 minutes a day. I know that Ramadan's days.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, I know that it's a little bit short, yet we can find these 30 minutes if we are willing to do them. If we're willing to find this time.
I'm willing, والله, but...
Right?
Okay, I'll do it today,
Inshallah. So, and Noha, the same, please. All right, Noha?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Very difficult in Ramadan to find the time.
I know. Don't tell me, especially for the ladies. Men spend the whole day sleeping.
Then do homework.
No homework.
No, والله not sleeping at all.
Okay, am I sharing my screen or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
طيب يا حازم معلش, what was the last assignment we had together? 12?
Cambridge 12, test 7.
Which test?
Test
Yes.
7.
7.
Actually, yesterday I started test 7. Started that test 7, but not finishing yet.
You haven't
So,
finished it yet. Okay.
Haven't
Finished
it yet.
it? Yes, I haven't finished
Yes.
it yet. Okay. So
Okay,
inshallah, I'm
so-
expecting everything to be done by now, inshallah. Or right after.
Inshallah.
Hopefully.
Inshallah.
All right, for test 8, a minute, please.
Even Hend, I want to send to you all the assignments, writing assignments, because I want to get your comments regarding it.
Please
So,
do. I don't mind.
yeah.
I don't mind.
I sent the last one, but I didn't receive your comment.
Oh,
So,
sir. Oh, Yasmin, wait. I sent it to you and it keeps on giving me a notification that there is something wrong with this email for some reason. It has been sent
Really?
5 days ago. Wallahi. It has been sent 5 days ago. The first day you sent them to me, because I make sure that in Ramadan I send everything on time. Unfortunately, this didn't happen. Something wrong with your email. I hope you can check it, please.
So you tried to send it me back?
Yes,
but,
100
there's a
times.
problem?
Yes, 100 times, because it keeps on trying automatically. And it gave me this message around 10 times that there's a problem with this email.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so please check your email once more. Okay? All right, now let's start your share screen. And here we go. It's supposed to be test 8.
And how many sessions we still have?
I need to calculate, honestly speaking, I need to calculate them. I haven't calculated them, but I don't think they are too many. Maybe this is last before last, all right? But I need to give you 2 more for the reading. Pardon me. Okay?
We didn't take anything else. Yes.
We didn't take anything in the reading yet, yes?
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to start section 1, test 8. Bismillah. Are you guys ready? We're going to spend full 30 minutes in this test.
Test 8.
Inshallah.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between a woman who is looking for a job and a man from a company that organizes cycling holidays. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, Pembroke Cycling Holidays. Bob speaking.
Oh, hello. I've seen your advert for people to lead cycle trips. Are you the right person to speak to?
Yes, I am. Could I have your name, please?
It's Margaret Smith.
The woman's surname is Smith. So Smith has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hello, Pembroke Cycling Holidays. Bob speaking.
Oh, hello. I've seen your advert for people to lead cycle trips. Are you the right person to speak to?
Yes, I am. Could I have your name, please?
It's Margaret Smith.
Are you looking for a permanent job, Margaret?
No, temporary. I've got a permanent job starting in a few months' time, and I want to do something else until then.
What work do you do?
This will probably sound crazy. I used to be a lawyer, and then I made a complete career change, and I'm going to be a doctor. I've just finished my training.
Right. And have you had any experience of leading cycle trips?
Yes, I've led several bike tours in Africa. The trip to India that I had arranged to lead next month has now been cancelled. So when I saw you were advertising for tour leaders, I decided to apply.
Okay. Now, we normally have 2 or 3 leaders on a trip, depending on the size of the group. Some tours are for very experienced cyclists, but we've got a tour coming up soon in Spain, which is proving so popular we need an additional leader. It's a cycling holiday for families. Would that suit you?
It certainly would. I enjoy working with children, and I probably need some more experience before I go on a really challenging trip.
That tour includes several teenagers. Have you worked with that age group before?
Yes, I'm a volunteer worker in a youth club where I help people to improve their cycling skills. Before that, I helped out in a cycling club where I taught beginners.
Well, that's great. Now, the trip I mentioned is just for a fortnight, but there might be the possibility of leading other tours after that. Would that fit in with your plans?
That'd be fine. I'll be free for 5 months. My job is due to start on October the 2nd, and I'm available from May the 1st until late September.
Good. Now, is there anything I need to know about the food you eat? We usually have 1 or 2 people in the group who don't eat meat or have some sort of food allergy, so we're always very careful about that.
Yes, I'm allergic to cheese. Would that be a problem?
No. As long as we have enough notice, we can deal with that.
That's great.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
It sounds really interesting. Would you like me to fill in an application form?
Yes, please. Where should I post it to?
Could you send it to 27 Arbuthnot Place? Arbuthnot Place, Dumfries.
And what's the postcode, please?
DG7 4PH.
Was that P Papa or B Bravo?
P Papa.
Got that. If you could return the application form by Friday this week, we can interview you on Tuesday next week. Say 2:30? Would that be possible for you?
Yes, it's fine. You're quite a long way from where I live, so I'll drive over on Monday. Should I bring anything to the interview?
We'll have your application form, of course, but we'll need to see any certificates you've got that are relevant in cycling, first aid, or whatever.
Okay.
And at the interview, we'd like to find out about your experience of being a tour guide. So, could you prepare a 10-minute talk about that, please? You don't need slides or any complicated equipment, just some notes.
Right. I'll start thinking about that straight away.
Good. Well, we'll look forward to receiving your application form and we'll contact you to confirm the interview.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Margaret. Goodbye.
Bye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 2. You will hear a podcast about an area called the Sheep Market in a New Zealand city. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14. Welcome to this podcast about the sheep market, which is one of the oldest parts of the city. As its name suggests, there was originally a market here where farmers brought their sheep, but now it's been redeveloped into a buzzing, vibrant area of the city, which is also home to one of the city's fastest growing communities. The nearby university has always meant the area is popular with students who come in to enjoy the lively nightlife. But now graduates embarking on careers in the worlds of fashion and design are buying up the new apartments recently built here to replace the small houses where the market workers used to live. The narrow old side streets are great places for finding original pictures, jewellery and ceramics which won't break the bank, as well as local produce like fruit and vegetables. There's also lots of pavement cafes where you can have a coffee and watch tourists from all over the world go by. The oldest buildings in the area are on the main streets, including the city's first department store, built in the 1880s, which is still open today. The sheep market is a centre for fashion, and there's a policy of encouraging new young designers. The Young Fashion Competition is open to local young people who are passionate about fashion. This year, they've been asked to design an outfit based on ideas from the music and technology that's part of their everyday life, using both natural and man-made fibres. The garments will be judged by a panel of experts and fashion designers, and the winning entries will be modelled at a special gala evening. Parking at the sheep market is easy. There are plenty of pay and display car parking spaces on the roadsides, which are fine if you just want to stay for an hour or two. But if you want to spend the day there, it's better to park in one of the 4 underground car parks. It's not expensive, and if you can present a receipt from one of the local stores, you'll not be charged at all. After 6 p.m, many of the car parks have a flat rate which varies, but it is usually very reasonable. Before you hear the rest of the podcast, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20. The sheep market is one of the main centres for art and history in the whole of the country. If you look at our map, you'll see some of the main attractions there. Most visitors start from Crawley Road at the bottom of the map. The Reynolds House is one of the oldest houses in the city and is open to the public. It's on the north side of Crawley Road, next to the footpath that leads to the public gardens. The area is particularly interesting for its unusual sculptures. The thumb is just what its name suggests, but it's about 10 metres high. You'll see it on Hill Road, across the road from the bank. The museum's got a particularly fine collection of New Zealand landscapes. It's on the east side of the sheep market on City Road. It's on the other side of the road from the public gardens, immediately facing the junction with Hill Road. The Contemporary Art Gallery is on a little road that leads off Station Square, not far from the public gardens. The road ends at the gallery. It doesn't go anywhere else. That's open every day except Mondays. The Warner Gallery specialises in 19th century art. It's on City Road, near the junction with Crawley Road, on the same side of the road as the public gardens. It's open on weekdays from 9 to 5 and entry is free. Finally, if you're interested in purchasing high-quality artwork, the place to go is Nucleus. You need to go from Crawley Road up through Station Square and east along Hill Road until you get to a small winding road turning off. Go up there and it's on your right. If you get to City Road, you've gone too far. That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. Section 3. You will hear two students, Katie and Joe, discussing a presentation in their film studies course. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Joe, you know I'm giving a presentation in our film studies class next week.
Yes?
Well, could we discuss it? I could do with getting someone else's opinion.
Of course, Katie. What are you going to talk about?
It's about film adaptations of Shakespeare's plays. I've got very interested in all the different approaches that film directors take. So I thought I'd start with Giannetti, who's a professor of film and literature. And in one of his books, he came up with a straightforward classification of film adaptations based on how faithful they are to the original plays and novels.
Right.
I've already made some notes on that. So I just need to sort those out before the presentation. I thought that next I'd ask the class to come up with the worst examples of Shakespeare adaptations that they've seen and to say why. That should be more fun than having their favourite versions.
Yes, I can certainly think of a couple.
Right. Next, I want to talk about Rachel Malco. I came across something on the internet about her work on film adaptations, and I was thinking of showing some film clips to illustrate her ideas.
Will you have enough time, though, both to prepare and during the presentation?
After all, I doubt if you'll be able to find all the clips you want.
Perhaps you're right. Okay, well, I'd better do some slides instead, saying how various films relate to what she says. That should encourage discussion. Next, I want to say something about how plays may be chosen for adaptation because they're concerned with issues of the time when the film is made.
You mean things like patriotism or the role of government?
Exactly. It's quite tricky, but I've got a few ideas I'd like to discuss.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
And finally, I want to talk about a few adaptations that I think illustrate a range of approaches and make some comments on them. Do you know the Japanese film Ran?
I haven't seen it. It was based on Shakespeare's King Lear, wasn't it?
That's right. It was a very loose adaptation, using the same situation and story, but moving it to 16th century Japan instead of 16th century Britain. So, for example, the king's daughters become sons, because in Japanese culture at that time, women couldn't succeed to the throne.
Okay. I hope you're going to talk about the 1993 film of Much Ado About Nothing. I think that's one of the best Shakespeare films. It really brings the play to life, doesn't it?
Yes, I agree. And I think filming it in Italy, where the play is set, makes you see what life was like at the time of the play.
Absolutely. Right. What's next?
Next, I thought Romeo and Juliet, the 1996 film, which moves the action into the present day.
Yes, it worked really well, I thought, changing the two feuding families in the original to two competing business empires, even though they're speaking in the English of the original play.
You'd expect it would sound really bizarre, but I found I soon got used to it.
Me too.
Then I thought I'd include a real Hollywood film, one that's intended to appeal to a mass commercial audience.
There must be quite a number of those.
Yes, but I've picked the 1996 film of Hamlet. It included every line of the text, but it's more like a typical action hero movie. There are loads of special effects, but no unifying interpretation of the play.
All show and no substance.
Exactly. Then there's Prospero's books, based on The Tempest. That was really innovative from a stylistic point of view.
Didn't it include dance and singing and animation as well as live actors?
Yes, it did. I also want to mention Looking for Richard. Did you ever see it?
No, but I've read about it. It was a blend of a documentary with a few scenes from Richard III, wasn't it?
That's right. It's more a way of looking into how people nowadays connect with the playwright. The play is really just the starting point. And that'll be where I finish.
Well, it sounds as though it'll be very interesting. That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture about noise in cities. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40.
One word only, okay?
Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
This lecture will be about the science of acoustics, the study of sound, in relation to urban environments such as cities. As an acoustic engineer myself, I think this is an area where we're likely to see great changes. In the past, researching urban soundscapes was simple. We measured levels of sound in decibels. So I used to take my sound meter and I measured the noise somewhere. And then I might ask a sample of people to say at what level the sound became annoying. With data like this, acoustic engineers have been able to build up what we call noise maps, maps of the sound environment. But actually, these aren't a lot of use. What they do show is that the highest noise levels are generally on roads. Well, that's not really very surprising. But there's quite a lot going on that these maps don't show, because they can't capture the complex way that sound varies over time. So they ignore important issues such as the noise someone might hear from the open windows or gardens of their neighbors. And this sort of noise can be quite significant in summer. We don't have any databases on this sort of information. As well as that, these records of sound levels take no account of the fact that people vary in their perceptions of noise. So someone like me with years of working in acoustics might be very different from you in that regard. But anyway, even though these noise maps are fairly crude, they've been useful in providing information and raising awareness that noise matters. We need to deal with it. And so it's a political matter. And that's important. We need rules and regulations because noise can cause all sorts of problems. Those of you who are city dwellers know that things go on 24 hours a day, so city dwellers often suffer from interrupted sleep. It's also known that noise can lead to a rise in levels of stress due to physical changes in the body affecting the composition of the blood. And there are other problems as well. For instance, if school children don't have a quiet place to study, their work will suffer. Now, one problem with decibel measurement is that it doesn't differentiate between different types of noise. Some types of sounds that most people would probably think of as nice and relaxing might well score quite highly in decibel levels. Think of the sound made by a fountain in a town square, for example. That's not necessarily something that we'd want to control or reduce. So maybe researchers should consider these sorts of sounds in urban design. This is going to be tricky, because just measuring decibel levels isn't going to help us here. Instead, many researchers are using social science techniques, studying people's emotional response to sound by using questionnaires and so on. So what exactly do people want to hear in an urban environment? Some recent interdisciplinary research has come out with results that at first sight seem contradictory. A city needs to have a sense of activity, so it needs to be lively, with sounds like the clack of high heels on a pavement or the hiss of a coffee machine. But these mustn't be too intrusive, because at the same time, we need to be able to relax. One of the major problems in achieving this will be getting architects and town planners to use the research. Apart from studying the basics of acoustics, these people receive very little training in this area. But in fact, they should be regarding sound as an opportunity to add to the experience of urban living, whereas at present, they tend to see it as something to be avoided or reduced as far as possible, or something that's just a job for engineers, like the street drainage system. What's needed is for noise in cities to be regarded as an aesthetic quality, as something that has the qualities of an art form. If we acknowledge this, then we urgently need to know what governs it and how designers can work with it. We need to develop a complex understanding of many factors. What is the relationship between sound and culture? What can we learn from disciplines such as psychology about the way that sound interacts with human development and social relationships, and the way that sound affects our thoughts and feelings? Can we learn anything from physics about the nature of sound itself? Today's powerful technologies can also help us. To show us their ideas and help us to imagine the effect their buildings will have, architects and town planners already use virtual reality, but these programs are silent. In the future, such programs could use realistic sounds, meaning that soundscapes could be explored before being built. So hopefully, using the best technology we can lay our hands on, the city of the future will be a pleasure to the ears as well as the eyes.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of the listening test. In the IELTS test, you would now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.
Heba. Oh, welcome back. How did you find it?
It's a little difficult.
It's a lot of?
Little difficult.
It's a little difficult. Well, I just planned
It's not a difficult
whole test in this 30 minutes, in a full 30 minutes, so that you can try out the stress of the test and you can feel how much stressful this test can be in this very short time. And I want you, please, to do the same whenever you're practicing your listening test. You have to practice the 4 sections together, section 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you measure how much time did you spend, okay? Do not allow yourself to listen to the recording more than once in the first time. Then you can repeat but after giving yourself your score. Take the score in the first time, then you can play whatever whatever times you would like to listen to the audio recording again, twice, thrice, or whatever. But first of all, give yourself full 30 minutes and then take your score, and then you can repeat whatever you can repeat. Yes.
Please, Hind, do you recommend to read the questions before then listen the audio?
لا this is in the reading section. ما فيهاش recommendation. دي ما فيهاش listening ما فيهوش recommend. You have to read the questions in the very short time, which is the 30 seconds or sometimes a minute if the questions are many. So they allow you to, they give you more time, either 30 minutes or 1 minute to finish reading the questions. This is a must. You have no choice in that, Yasmin. Okay?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like a disturbance when I read the questions, then listen to the audio. However, I can understand everything in the audios. I have listen now, but I feel like disturbance or not concentrate on the audio. All my concentration in questions, and this will be here. This will be here. I think need
That's
more
why,
practice on it.
yes, Yasmin, that's why I was telling you that this test is a multitask. Need you to be a multitask person. Multitask because you need to focus on the keywords that are given to you in the questions. You need to read the directions carefully. You need to focus on the person who's talking and on which sentence is she giving an answer, or he is giving the answer. That's why it's a multitask. You have to be here and there. You have to be reading the questions carefully, understanding which part is still missing. And in the same time, you have to realize and understand in which sentence is she giving the answers now or then. Understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes.
That's why it's a multitask component. And it needs a lot of practice in order to develop this skill if your skills are not very high in regards with the listening skills. Okay?
Yes, yes.
طيب أنا دلوقتي أحب أسمع إجاباتكم عن ال questions تاني. I will share my screen once more. Okay? Okay, so we started with section 1. What was the most difficult section?
For me, the last,
Yes,
the
yes.
map one.
The
The
last
map
one.
one.
Oh, yes, the map.
map.
Section 2. Yes,
Then,
section 3. Yeah? And Noha?
I miss a lot.
You missed a
Is,
lot. What was the most difficult section? Noha? What was the most difficult question or section that you encountered? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4? The microphone is something wrong. Haizem.
The map.
The map, which is what? Which is
Section
section
3, part 2.
Okay, section 3 part 2. طيب يلا بينا نروح نشوف number 1. Number 1 هسمع one by one. هبدأ الأول. حازم، نهى، ياسمين. حازم، نهى، ياسمين. حازم، نهى، ياسمين. Okay. حازم number 1.
Noha is not here.
Yes, she's not here anymore. She'll come back. It's an internet connection. Yes. حازم.
Yes, temporary.
Wants a temporary job. Okay. How do you spell? Say the word and spell it, please.
Okay, Temporary.
Thank you very much. Number 2. Number 2, Yasmin.
yes, doctor.
Mm-hmm. Spell the word, my dear.
Yeah. DOCTOR.
Thank you very much. 3. Nuha. Nuha. She's not here. Hazem.
Africa.
Mm-hmm.
AFRICA.
Is it a capital A or not?
Yes, capital.
If it's not capital, then it's wrong. 4. Yasmin.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Number 4.
Is currently doing voluntary work with member of I didn't get it.
Okay. Hazem, did you get it?
Youth.
Yes, very good. How do you spell it?
YOUTH.
Thank you very much. Number 5. Next.
Available of 5 months for the
Gustav.
first of I think here was 1st of Jan
No, it wasn't Jan. It was May. M-A.
May.
May with a capital
Yeah.
M. Capital M.
Yes.
Okay. Hazen. Number 6.
Cheese.
You cannot eat cheese, well.
Yes. CHEESE.
Thank you very much. Okay. Next, please. So in this part, you give yourself the score that you deserve. Okay. Number 2. Let's move to questions 7 to 10. Huh? Yalla, Noha. Noha, are you there? He's not there. Yes, me.
Yes. 27 B.
No. Yes, 27 what?
27 B.
لا, this is the postcode. عايزين address
PO
20.
Box. I don't know, but ARBUSCHENT.
أيوة. No. You gave me the first 3 letters accurately, yet the rest of the word were not accurate. So again, Noha, if you're there. Noha, whenever your microphone, oh, you're there.
I got only 4 letters.
Tell me the answer to this question.
I have a problem in the network, so I didn't catch a lot of the answer.
Okay. No.
Only ARTU.
Okay, it's incomplete. Hazen.
Even I am pretty sure that I missed some characters. However, it is ARBUTHNUT.
N-O-T. Incorrect, ya Hazen.
OT.
Yes.
Okay.
ARBUTHNOT. Arbuthnot. Capital ARBUTHNOT. طيب postcode يا ياسمين.
PG7 4PG.
4P.
G.
لا, 4PH. And for the postcode, you better write it all in capital. For postcodes, you better write it all in capital. So D, it was DG7 4PH. Again, DG7 4PH. Okay? Okay. And number 9, Hazen?
Tuesday.
Spell?
TUESDEY.
Capital or?
Capital T.
Sure, capital T. And number 10, we'll plan a short what about being a tour guide? Short? أينها؟ طيب ياسمين, a short?
Presentation.
Presentation, how to spell it? Good.
PRESTENTION.
Incorrect. هنقسم الكلمة يا ياسمين. Then Yasmin, we're going to do. Yes?
PRESEN.
أيوة. أيوة.
ATION.
TION, the last 4 letters. So let's say it again. PRESEN. TION. Pray.
Yes.
Station. Pray. Again. Pray. Zen-tation. And why am I cutting it into syllables? So that you can find it easy to spell. Pray, P-R-E. Zen, S-E-N. K-T-A. Shin, T-I-O-N. Presentation. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And
And wasn't this one?
talk and presentation are acceptable answers, ya Hazen. Talk is an
Okay,
acceptable
خلاص. Okay.
Yes, G-A-L-K. Bravo, ya Hazen. Okay, now let's move to question number 10. Oh, sorry, 11. So here you give yourself the score out of 4. All right, number 11. 11. Here they say, which is visiting the supermarket area, which is the most rapidly growing group of residents in the sheep market area. Nuha, are you there?
Yes, I answered
The answer is?
A.
A, young professional people. Very good. Number 12. The speaker recommends the side streets in the sheep market for their, Haizem?
C.
Good, excellent. Arts and crafts. Number 13. Clothes designed by entrants for young fashion competition must. Yasmin?
C.
Incorrect. Noha?
I answered B.
B is correct. Very good. Which is, it must be inspired by aspects of contemporary culture. Must be.
Hind,
Yes.
sorry for the word clothes again. You say it. You said it's clothes.
Yes, clothes, not clothes, not clothes. Okay, it's clots. The clots. The
Sound
Clothes.
clots. The clots. Okay? So clots designed by entrants for the young fashion competition must what? As Noah has just said, number 13's answer is B, must be inspired by aspects of contemporary culture. Okay? Number 14, Hazem, car parking is free in some car
B.
parks if you
Buy something in the shops.
buy something in the shops, which is B. Okay? Thank you very much. Give yourself the score. Then let's move to the map. Uh-oh. Yes. Okay. The map, I don't think it was that difficult, was it?
Yeah, it was difficult.
Okay. For directions, we need to learn the directions before we start exposing ourselves to these kinds of maps. Okay? So I believe that we need to learn the prepositions before we start answering these kinds of questions. Prepositions, inshallah, will be explained next time, okay? Or if you would like me to explain them today after we take 5 minutes as a break, but let's answer this question first to see how are you guys doing in it, all right? Let's see, question 15. The answer is 15. مش حد بيتجرب.
H.
H, برافو يا حازم. What about 16? 16, the thumb.
I am sure it is incorrect, but
Type say it. Who knows? Maybe it's correct.
I reached A while he is describing the road from
Okay,
Hill
it's
Road.
not
I reached
A,
C.
it's C. Number 13.
C. Okay.
أنا بقول 16 كانت C. 17 C برضو.
لا أنا بسجل يعني بسجل.
Yes. 17. Noha.
No, I
17, the museum.
I can't match between the map and I start writing north. Then I write letters like that.
Oh, I see. Okay. 17 was F. All right, let's see 18, the Contemporary Art Gallery. 18.
G. G.
Bravo يا حازم. 18 is G. What about 19? 19. 19 was B. Well,
it is one is in the northeast. Yeah.
yes.
But one of the three letters, yeah. But
Very good. So it's either I, E, or B, right?
yes.
Since we already had B, then, sorry, we already had none of them, actually. So it is, the proper answer was, by the way, I. Because shush. Somebody's microphone is very, very noisy. All right, now let's listen. Number 20 was? 20. 20. 20 was a B. 20 was B.
You know, hint.
Yes.
I thought we have to write the full sentences. For that, I feel it's difficult. Now I noticed that just choose the A or B or C in front of the place.
What did you write?
The full sentences, the description of the.
Oh, that's why. No, listen, Yasmin. Yeah, that's why you have to read the directions that are given to you. Okay? Write the correct.
For that,
yeah.
I feel, yeah. But if just I wanted to notice what's the
directions.
The directions and write it ABC, it would be more easy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, more easier.
ما فيش more easier. هي easier. Yeah, more حاجة تانية. A big adjective. If you're using ER next to the adjective, don't use more. She's more beautiful than her sister. Okay, more beautiful, because beautiful is a big adjective.
Easier.
Whenever you're using small adjectives, then it's ER. Don't say more easier. It's easier. Okay, and it gives you the same meaning. Don't worry. I know that this is difficult. We're going to go through it once more. All right. Let's move to section number 4. I think section 4 was 3 was a little bit easier than section 2, right? Let's see. 21. يلا يا حازم again. حازم نهى ياسمين.
Classification. Classification. CLASSIFICATION.
Excellent. Next.
Worst.
Worst. How do you spell it?
WORST.
Excellent. 22. يا نهى. برافو. How do you spell it?
I didn't answer you this also.
انت لسه قايله slides. مين اللي قال slides؟
انا اللي قالت it's me slides.
It's me. Okay, slides يا نهى. Slides. SLIDES, right? Okay, and number 24. 24.
Issues.
ماشي يا حازم. Issues. How do you spell it?
ISSUES.
Good. Thank you very much. Now let's move to number 25 to 30. Was it easy or difficult, this part? Easy or difficult?
يعني neither. It is in the middle, yeah.
In the middle. Let's see. طيب نشوف. Number 25. Yasmin, 25. What was it?
Actually, I didn't solve this.
You didn't answer the question. Okay. Noha, did you answer it?
Only I got one.
You got one. طيب, what was it? Which number?
29G.
29G, correct. Okay. يلا طيب يا حازم. 25 was?
F.
Bravo يا حازم. F, which is what? Which is sets the original but in a different country. Sets the original story in a different country. صح. Number 26. Much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing, which is number? Yasmin, your suggestions, please. Yasmin? No suggestions.
Yeah,
no suggestions. Noha?
The same.
يعني ايه no suggestions. حازم. Okay.
إيه.
برافو يا حازم ما شاء الله. You're the brilliant guy among us today, right? Okay. 27. Romeo and Juliet. 27.
I think A.
A لا A احنا خلاص خدناها. ما احنا قلنا 26A. 27A برضو؟ No. 27 is يا حازم. يبدو انه ما فيش النهارده غير حازم هو اللي مركز معانا جدا. حازم؟
B.
لا, incorrect. 27 is E. E, which is presents the play in different period from the original. All right, 28, Hamlet. Okay, I'm gonna give you the answers. C, 29, G, 30, B. Okay? And then moving to another question. We're going to do this test together again, so no worries, please. Here to number 31 to 40. Number 1 was
Gardens.
صح, gardens, Gardens. Number 32, Yasmin.
I didn't get it. Yeah.
Noha?
Also no.
Also you. Hazem?
Political.
Bravo. Spell?
Political.
Thank you very much. 33. Effect on the what of school children? Anyone?
Study.
صح, study, study. 34.
Car.
Oh, huh?
The cars.
No. The sound of a what?
Fountain.
صح, fountain. How do you spell it?
Fountain.
Thank you very much. And number 35 is social, social. 36. 36, anyone got it? 36, which are?
No, I didn't get it.
Which are lively, Lively. Okay. 37, much.
Training.
Yes, training. Very good, Hazem. Training. 38, relates. How sound relates to?
Culture.
Aywa, culture. Culture. 39, nature. And 40 is silent. 40 is silent. Okay. All right. So this part or this section, out of 10, you give yourself whatever score had. أنا مش هقول what is your score, مش عايزة أسأل what's your score, لكن هناخد 5 minutes break وهنعيد التست ده تاني من أول وجديد. Okay. 5 or 10 minutes for the salah. 10 minutes for the salah prayer.
Yes, please.
All right, 10 minutes and we'll come back, inshallah. And now it's 11:55, 12:05, we'll come back. Okay, we'll repeat it together and I will tell you what to do in each and every part. All right? Yalla, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah for now. Bye.